Happy New Year's! It is the 3rd of January and it's about noon and our sun is behind the trees. We're in the Pacific Northwest, so our sun rises over here. It never gets taller than these trees and it sets over there. In the summer, it rises behind this tree, is in the sun all day, right in between there, and then it sets. So it's interesting how things have changed. It's a beautiful day. We do get a lot of rain, but we also get more sprinkling. I'm following a lot of stuff, people in the Appalachian Mountains, or Appalachian, depending where you're from. And it seems like they get a lot more rain than Washington does. That's not how you always hear about it. So anyway, the garden doesn't have a lot going on. Everything's pretty much sleeping. The one thing we did was we put boxes down here and wood chips on top. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm still trying to save. I haven't been leaving it outside, but I brought my Myers lemon tree out today because it has mites. So the scale's gone, but now it has mites, and so it's struggling inside. Pretty much the only things I've got really in the garden is I've got rosemary, I have beets, I have weeds, I have some claytonia. Not quite ready to harvest yet, but close. And that just seeded itself. There's onions of some sort. These were all kohlrabi and a couple broccoli, and I just saw a bulb. Here's a good one that's probably ready to harvest. These are just broccoli needing to come out. My garlic is starting to come up, but somebody kindly helped me by removing my sticks, which is really frustrating, especially when you deviate. Here's the collards that we've been living off of quite heavily this winter because it's the main thing that survived and thrived. The kale that had powdery mildew and had pretty much died back has now started growing again, very slowly in the winter because we have less than 10 hours sunlight a day. And these will be really hard to uproot when the time comes because the stems are massive and they just go deep. This is my parsley. I'm trying to decide whether or not I can save any of the seed, if it'll focus, because I was out of parsley. You see over there, I've got more things to pull. I think that's a Brussels sprout, sorry. And then I've got leeks, not sure. That looks like probably a sad collard. Over here I have, I don't know, some sort of brassica. And then carrots, which aren't ripe, beets, not a whole lot. My mosh, I really wish I'd planted more mosh because I really enjoy it. Some romaine. Here's some turnips. Maybe I might be able to harvest some. I don't know. They've been out here long enough that if we get a lot of problem with root maggots. And then here's my Brussels sprouts, so I really need to get in here and harvest some. You can see they're starting to kind of like split. This variety splits really easy. And some of these have even fallen over with the weight of the crowns. See all of those? So it looks like we'll be eating some Brussels sprouts. Nothing really to report on the blueberries or the orchard or anything other than it all looks about the same. And we're hoping, we missed the opportune time to do this, but we want to move the blueberries over somehow, like out of this fence area, because the bunnies aren't as big a problem and they get bigger, so then I have a hard time getting to the garden beds. You can see I got more beets and more leeks. Again, the raspberries all along the fence. We'll see how many survived the transplant because I was not kind or gentle. But like you can see, I've got some poking up in here. So they always just spread. I mean, I kind of like food weeds because it's food. Like strawberries, raspberries, Jerusalem artichokes. You can't really ever get rid of those things. and I'm okay with that. A lot of this is just strawberries and weeds. I've got to figure out what to do with all these strawberries. All of my strawberries started from 2 plants, literally. So I'm hoping to clear this out. There's some stumps and brush and stuff, but this year I'm hoping to start growing loofah gourds, and make soap, and so sell, like, have you ever seen they do sometimes loofahs inside of soap, so it kind of exfoliates. And then we're also going to grow some ginormous pumpkins, just because I have children and I think they would enjoy that. So I have the space and I'm obviously not using it, so might as well use it for something. So I don't think there's really anything else to share, but I hope you guys have a productive, healthy New Year's with lots of goals, and you just achieve the goals that you guys are looking for. Oh, and another thing I guess I could say is we donated our hot tub, and we're very sad. We just really underestimated the cost of installing it and running it, and we just couldn't afford it. So we're almost done with the shed, and we're thinking of renting a log splitter because we've just got so much wood to split. So anyway, Happy New Year's!